Folks, good morning. We are going to continue our quest into building the Spelljammer Combat Exploration book. I'm going to check my signal here real quick. Spelljammer Combat Exploration book. Sounds pretty clean. All right, cool. So let's see. Give me a moment here. If you follow me on Twitter, I just posted that I'm live on Twitter. So tag along and sing a song. I'm going to hit up on Twitter's. Hey, I found a killer Discord through a killer Reddit. Spelljammer. Big shocker. What a great place to be. Pretty cool crowd. I've been enjoying being on Reddit for a while, just hanging around Spelljammer, answering questions from the book. And now I found their Discord, so I will be showing up there. You can find it through the Spelljammer subreddit. I'm just punching signals here real quick across the Discords where I sharpen my knives, and we'll be back into it here in a moment. If you're used to playing in the YouTube space, like and subscribe helps drive the algorithms. I do long form, long stream designs. I don't do a lot of quick takes or shit posts, so I'm not really boosted by any algorithms that run around inside of Facebook's or YouTube. So any kind of signal boosting that can happen is really appreciated. Liking, subscribing, sharing. Also there's a link down below that gives you a look at DMsGuild books I have. They're like 35% off right now. You can read all my books cover to cover. So when this book is done, it too shall be available for you to read cover to cover. And if you purchase it, then you'll get all the assets that we've been creating, the tokens, the maps that we've been doing on stream. If you check the Spelljammer playlist, you will see an expansion of the project in general. We were rebuilding the Citadel of Light and Zaraxis, as well as the asteroid field for Oh Mama, as well as the asteroid field map for the the Night Spider challenge. But we're working on interior artwork right now, so let's get this book cover. I'm still happy with this book cover. We'll get this guy out of the way, and let's continue our Sky Knights. So let's see, where are we? What are we doing right now? Oh yeah, we're working on highlights. Cool. So if we got any crowd that's going to show up today, I want to do some decaling on this. I want to put an emblem over here and on his across his front plate. But I'm going to wait for folks to show up. And then we can have some group feedback about what we need to, how we can dress this guy up a little bit. So in the meantime, I'm just going to work on... Why am I in erase mode? That is why. Hey, where'd it go, dude? Dude, yeah, you're not beholden to me at all, my man. But I love that you're here. Thanks, Renetico. Yeah, dude. I hope you got good sleep. So, I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as usual. Ready to pump in 2 hours into this. I'm feeling pretty confident at this point about how this thing is sitting. So, I'm going to try to finish up the lighting on this, and then we can work on some decals. So. I figure I'll work on this a little bit. Ooh, I gotta get a timer going. Thanks for the reminder. Blep, 20. All right, so 20 minutes on the clock, and we will, at the end of that stretch, start looking at decals. Yum. So let's see. Working on the metal here. I'm getting pretty happy with how the rim lighting's turning out. So I think I can finally be at rest with this. There. Pretty pleased. Pretty pleased. Pretty pleased. Let's do that. Let's grab that. That's better lighting there. Hey, what up? So, I'm about to start doing some work on cleaning up an old drawing of mine for some subclass art. Nice. Hope we can both get progress made. Yeah, good luck, dude. Good luck. What are you working on? true. Man, I fell in love with Four Sticks by Led Zeppelin again this weekend. Me and my gal, when we were out and about, we were doing some highway cruising between Mississippi and Memphis. I'm in Seattle now, but I had family business had to deal with, like I was talking about before. But we were in Memphis, and we were on our way back from Savannah, where some of our friends are at, via Mississippi into Memphis. And we got into a Led Zeppelin kick in the highway, and by God, I love Four Sticks. What an amazing song! I can't believe I haven't. I set that song down some years ago. I don't know why, but it was intentionally built without any like guitar solos or any distinguishing extension of music inside of it, so that you could literally put it on repeat and just let it loop. That was Jimmy Page's intention. So I love looping songs like that just have no end. It's such a great song. Man, go check out Four Sticks off of Zeppelin 4. Super killer song. This guy's groove, man. Just what amazing music. Anyway, geek out some more, Kearney. I wish I could play that music on stream. What a dream. Maybe if I get up to a massive Patreon following, I can eventually just ditch worrying about streaming on YouTube and just do my own thing and listen to whatever the hell I want without having to worry about somebody snatching my production away from me. I don't know. Isn't that the dream, to listen to whatever you want, do whatever you want? All right. That fits. I'll grab some of this. I'm going to push up that strength at the 70% so I can nudge these pixels around a little bit more easily. Yeah, talking to Dan over on Indestructiboy's Design-A-Sphere, the AI tech is getting pretty sick, man. Like I was talking yesterday about how my quote-unquote style is mostly just organic slop, because I don't have I still haven't developed the technical skills to do like good drafts work, but I could easily see an AI filter to sharpen edges, or like convert a particular convert this into metallic like for me, instead of me having to render it arguably very poorly currently. But yeah, like changing materials and perspectives, or just to render objects, and or like to create objects and then have them be what's the word? Have different iterations, like at different angles, fleshed out. I just like mid process, like just like go to filter, and then have an AI filter in here, like blur, and then you can drop down to what type of filtering that you want, and have it just be able to render things. It's I really am looking, because that is absolutely what Photoshop will eventually have. It's just a matter of how quickly will it have it. And that's gonna be sick. Then it's just gonna be about composition. Like if you can put elements together on a page, then the computer can help you render out the crappy stick figures and stuff that you do. And honestly, I don't care. I'm not trying to make a living as an artist. I build art assets to go in the books that I want people to look, because the ideas that are more valuable than the artwork that are put in the book. It's can you express the kind of game that you want to play inside of the PDFs that you produce, and the artwork is there to help complement the imagery and the flavor of genre and the tone and mood that you want for the games that you produce. So, or I produce anyway. So I haven't the RPG industry not even Paizo can pay what artists deserve to have artwork produced. Paizo only pays about $400 per half page, like $800 for a full page of art. That's pathetic. Wizards pays about $2,000 per card art, and I think around $1,500 for a page, interior, like a half page interior. So it's like 4 times the amount that Paizo pays. I think full covers they're paying $4,000. And the last time I checked in, it's been a couple years since I've checked in, but I can't imagine them having an explosion of kindness all of a sudden. So even the leaders in the industry don't pay shit for art. So artwork is not where you go. I mean, Dean Spencer is amazing, and he has built up a massive collection over probably at this point, like a decade or so. So I mean, he's really invested into stock art, but you have to, in the RPG industry, you have to build your own following and have massive amounts of stock art to be able to actually get anywhere in being able to be self-sustaining. So I think a better strategy in general is obviously what I'm doing, which is book production and then drop in the artwork that you want, which ultimately means that I'm not really reliant on what is going on with your face, my dude. Hold on. There's an edge here I do not like, and I think it's in the back fin layer. Hold on. Nope, I am not right. So let's see. Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Nope. Here. Nope. Here. Nope. Let's find that smudge. It's this smudge right here I'm trying to get rid of. I just gotta find. I don't have my layers organized very well. Ah, there we go. Maybe I can steal a couple licks from Four Sticks and make some sort of an intro song or something for my channel. Yeah, right. Like I'm never gonna have a really well organized, cool, slick intro. What a dream. Me bubbling around, like, hold on, let me post on Discord real quick. It's like Muttley. Just Muttley. Alright. Let's see. I've been adjusting where the two riders sit in the astral sea here, and I think I can afford that. The sharpness of this crystal lance really allows me to disrupt the background space really easily. So I'm happy about the overall composition. I'm pretty freaking thrilled about. Just get to trying to adjust my like most of this is probably going to end up getting trimmed off. Like it wouldn't be necessary. And up here probably as well. Like this is. Window up. Like ultimately, we're probably going to end up seeing this thing sitting something like this, and then we'll be able to do like the watermark edges, like the watery edges, to be able to clean that out. But that's a pretty good setup. So I'm going to go up here to the top, and we're going to add a frame, and we're going to drop this in just to prove a point. Let's go with select inverse and bop, bop. There. So that's probably going to end up being what the framing looks like, which is let's do our thirds to make sure that we're sitting pretty. Third. So there's our thirds. Actually, it's more like that. Holy crap, I lined that up, Kearney. So I've talked about this before. Hold on real quick. I'll do a proof of concept here with you guys real quick. Hold on. Get there, and about like that. Baby. Let's see. More like... No. About like that. So, okay, so this is the rule of thirds. If you don't know it, learn it, live it, love it. When you break a picture up into the quadrants, your eye naturally goes to the four corners that are inside of this grid. So when you line up your elements for a good composition, you want to make sure that the piece is respecting where your eye naturally wants to go. So in this composition, we have the focal point here, which is great because you want to put faces on focal points. So we got a focal point here, and you got an eye connection here. And then across the way, we've got the background here with a related element to the foreground. So this has a natural connection here at this focal point. You can see the center of the background of something that's further in the distance, and then this is a resting spot. So having your like 3 out of 4 is really strong, and then the rest of your piece needs to be resting area. You can have between these 4 points, you can have detail, but you want to focus most of your important detail points at these again, these 4 corners. So this is compositionally sitting pretty strongly. I could potentially afford to make this scaver larger, but I don't think I want to. I just like how this is sitting. So I could potentially put like a moon or something faded into the mists back here, or like a fortress or something, as another more distant piece to balance here to here, to like have close, mid, far background. That would be a good way to create a little triangle here to help the eye want to stay up in this space, which pushes the rest of this out into more and more relaxation. But compositionally, this is pretty strong. So I'm gonna bond this down. Beep, beep, bob. Guides. So when you look at it, your eye naturally gets pulled here, and the balance of the picture wants to pull your eye to this point. It's just your eye does the math and it knows where to go. And so a good composition will have it sit comfortably inside the page where you want the eye to focus on. So god damn, that I'm pretty happy with this piece. This is going to give me an opportunity here. I want to have more dichotomy, more contrast along this fin plate. With the astral mist in the background, so it probably means I'm going to punch a hole through the clouds here or something like that to create a little bit more, a little more dichotomy, a little more contrast there to help pull the scaver a little bit further forward. But overall, I'm really happy. So let's see. Beep 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 beep. See, that's my trash file. Back fin here. All right, so let's see. We know what we got. Wait. Moment. What is? Oh, I know what's going on there. I'm like, why is there a hole in the middle of this dude? And the answer is not immediately apparent to me. Body, armor. That is a great question. Why the hell is there a hole in the middle of your face, my friend? I have done something wrong. Let's see where we can find what went wrong. I'm pretty sure we started this piece without any trouble. Let's see. Wire. Maybe it's in the headspace. Hold on. Back fin is fine. Fine. Armor. Let's go back to our reference piece here to see if we can... Yeah, see, was that old? No, maybe it was always missing. Hold on real quick. if that was always transparent. Oh, how curious. Because I think we just... Hold on, let's see. Yeah, there's a transparent... Oh my god, I have a transparency there. What an opportunity. Okay, cool. So now we know what our problem is. Let's go fix it, right? Alright, so let's go. This is head, armor, body. There we go. I didn't know I merged that. Alright, well, c'est la vie. Easy peasy, never sleazy. There. Cool. And armor, shield. High. Where is that coming from? Armor. Get them. Well, I wanted to work on barding in this part of his body anyway, so that actually works out very conveniently for us. All right, we need to start a conversation about decals. So obviously there's some sort of an organization here going on that we have multiple writers working together. So that implies some sort of a team or a squadron, if you would, of Scaver Knights. Like we were talking about yesterday in stream. You can check out the playlist link about the conversation about squadrons aboard airships or spelljammers in general. So I'm going to create some plates here, but I want to put there's room for a decal here. Like we got the cross sword. Hey, thanks. We got this emblem here on the shield. We could duplicate that emblem here. So like, see over here, when I need to fix this guy so that he's got a crest here. But if we do, you can have an identifying you can have an identifying marker here above this guy's head, and then you can have the same marker back here on his tail. So whether he's armored or freewheeling, it's like a brand, right? And then on the armor plate here, you can have a if it was a race, it could be like number 7 or like number 1 or whatever, number 1. But we can put an emblem here to go along with, and then we can have 0, 0, 1 here, or like wherever that makes sense. But we can have emblems here to identify this as part of a unit on top of whatever emblem we have here on the shield. So we're going to want to have a conversation about that, and we could have something up front here so it's easy to identify what this unit is inside of your squadron. Yeah, that's something we got to suss out. So I am happy to let that simmer for a few minutes, and if there's any ideas about what that decal should be on the armor, I am open to that. And this is kind of the format. This is the kind of, like when I was talking about doing Kickstarters, about making one of the rewards being an art director in the project. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Like, I want to do this picture, but I want to be able to have team input about, you know, what are we imagining here, and at the end of it, we would be able to make, like, out of this a PDF specifically for scaver writers to make a small little simple little pay what you want coupon thing of, hey, here's some scaver knights, and here's their organization, and here's some NPCs, and here's their, you know, here's their creature that we can. Oh crap! I am so on the wrong layer. People are supposed to be letting me know about that, but mostly I failed myself today. There we go. Now we're back on track. But yeah, when you put out I call them flagships. When you put out a flagship product, you can build just infinite amount of extensions off of that flagship to be able to continue building stuff. Hey, Anze, good to see you, dude. So when these flagships, like here, I'm going to do a quick tangent since we might have some Spelljammer crowd coming in that don't know my shit. I'm going to hit the show more button here and find out about MTG color stuff. Oh yeah, we got the playtest to find out more about me. Continuing art production. Oh, I don't have a label on here. That's surprising. I thought I did. Oh, that's the wrong. Damn it, that's the wrong plate. I forgot to pick up. Damn it. Hold on real quick. Tangent. Quick tangent here, because I built the wrong thing. Let's see, YouTube, and then we go into content, and then go to live, and then in command. There we go. Let's grab that. Go back. And oh, that's streaming right now. Why is that not continuing art? There we go. There we go. Now we can save that. And hopefully we can go back in here and go back to our channel. And go back into here. Okay, cool. Now we're updated. Okay, great. So we got the development document here that we all know we can play with playtest as a read-only document, and honestly, it's aging out pretty heavily. The concepts are there, but we've improved the mechanics and the workflow, and Adam Hancock is in the editing process. Here, let's check out my work here on the DMs just to prove a point here real quick. We'll get back to work. But we're looking at the 5-color mana spell point variant rules. Here is the bundle that we created. We started with the core mechanics book, which is the flagship for this, and then since then we created Knights and Tricksters. We have the universal spell point and high magic variant rules, and then we created spell point warlocks. We have mana tokens and a mana playmat that goes along with manipulating the color mana system. But since then we've also created the revised 5-color mana magic spell list, as well as elemental key, and then we threw in the initial proof of concept, the tap on tap burn 5-color mana spell point variant rule staff preview. So you can see that I would charge $2 for it, and then I sink it down to 50 cents. And like I've got the universal spell point variant rules, which is normally $3. I drop it down to $2. Knights and Tricksters, $5 down to $3.50. And the flagship at $13 dropped down to $10. $3 down to $1. $2 down to $1. This is $2 down to $1. But check this out. So if you go into this, for instance, it's pay what you want. So you don't have to pay anything for this. You don't have to pay anything for this. These things are free. But when you buy them, it knocks off the total cost of the bundles. So like core mechanics by itself is $13, but all this shit is $19. So you get the core mechanics, say you get the core mechanics at cost, and you get this for free, and you get this for free. That knocks off $1, $2. That brings the whole package down from $18 down to $16, because that's the price that I have these at. But if you pick them up at no cost as pay what you want, zero value, then these they don't cost any money. So the actual total cost of the bundle drops by the amount of the free stuff. So you get the $30 worth of stuff instead of for $19, you get it for $17. So that's about 200 pages worth of shit. So that's what I mean by a flagship. You build a core book that has, like, this is like 75 pages. So then, since I was talking about having stuff, you know, free previews and stuff, let's just jump in here real quick just to prove a point. Full preview, it's 75 pages. Bam, 75 pages. The entire book is available for people to look at all together. And like I said, once one D&D comes out, I'm going to rebuild all of this to be 60 compliant. But and we've expanded our use of mana mechanics since then. But the point is that the books I publish, you can read the entire thing. It's all the assets that come along with it makes it worth value to continue with. But sample characters using the color mana system. We got each the color breakdown by each classes. Like, this is all stuff that you can just use right out, you know, without even paying me. If you want to get rid of the sample file, it'll look prettier. You get the color mana token assets, like we have back here on the cover, right? You got the playmat. You got the little tokens that you can use on the playmat. Spelljammer's the same way. You're gonna have a ton of tokens, maps, assets for the conversion of Lies or Axis. But when you build a flagship book, you can start building other products that anchor onto it. So you can use those expansions as more awareness to push you back to the front of the DM's Guild notice bar of like new releases, and you can start building. Them into adding greater value to the product overall. Sorry, end rant. But that's when I talk about flagships. That's what I'm talking about. So most of the stuff that I build, I like having it curve into flagship design ideas. So, like the Martial Powers book that I develop on stream on Mondays. That's a flagship unto itself, but it curves into the 5 color mana spell point variant rule system. So, like, if you have my full bundle already of the core mechanics and stuff, I can bundle in the core mechanics at like 33% off, off the top. So if I charged $12 for it, you'd be able to pick it up for $8 because you've already invested in the other work that I do. So it continues paying you back. So that's the idea behind that. But then I can also have it as a standalone with like the elemental key, and then I can start punching out little pay what you wants like the Boros Guild, like do a bunch of Boros warrior type stuff, whatever it is that floats my boat. So once the Spelljammer book comes out, we can do all sorts of cool Spelljammer stuff, like make Scavernites as a squadron that you can hire, like in the book. Looking at the mechanics here again, let's boy, this document is huge. This 188 pages. Don't worry, it's gonna get broken up into 4 separate books. We've got the Spelljammer book. We're gonna have guilds and armies. We're gonna have squads and armies. Spelljammer. We're gonna have guilds and kingdoms, and then Infernal War Machines. So we'll have 4 separate books out of this 188 pages, and it's a read-only document. Like I said, it's aging out pretty hard, but it has all of the basic concepts of how this stuff works. We've already restructured like the language in it and how things work, and like we have focus instead of attunement for the items and stuff. But scrolling down, thanks, Anzi. I really appreciate that, dude. I really hope you get to run a campaign. Here's a cool thing about this. If you're a geek about 5 color mana, you can take, if your DM doesn't allow you to use spell points, you can restructure your spell slots into spell points. So like a 3rd level spell slot is just 3 mana, and if you on the side for yourself, you can track, like if you're Rakdos. I'm playing a Rakdos Artificer right now, a Battlesmith, and he has a Hellhound, a mechanized Hellhound, black and red metal. I take my Artificer pool and I can divide up the spell slots into spell points. So when I use a 3rd level spell slot to cast a spell as an Artificer, I can look at my sidebar and I've got 15 points of black mana and I've got 7 points of white mana right now, and I can bundle those together into 3 points, which pays for the 3rd level spell slot. So even if your DM isn't on board with using spell point variant rules, as a player, you can maintain your own mana card and pay attention to your mana, so you can make spellcasting more. You can self-nerf yourself by saying, well, I don't have enough black mana to cast this black spell, so this 3rd level spell slot I'm not going to use for casting this black spell. Like, you can self-impose limitations on you, especially if your character is a lot more powerful than the other characters. Like, if you over-optimize compared to the rest of your team, you can self-nerf yourself by playing by these paradigm rules that you don't necessarily have to do, which is a ridiculous premise. But I'm the only one on our team that's using color mana right now, because the DM, my friend, he's like, use whatever you want. I love your stuff. But I don't want to force that. I don't want to force anyone else to have to think about that if they don't want to. So other people are using spell slots, and I'm sitting here using spell points, but I'm trying to stay inside. I'm staying inside of the structure and trying to see how I can milk my spell points to get what I want out of the team. So, like, I took a lot of rituals, so I don't actually have to burn any mana to use them to do low-level stuff that's useful as utility things for the team. And then I just pick a bunch of spells. I stick to the Rakdos and the Artificer spell slots that are available, and occasionally dipping into the larger Artificer pool, because if they're Rakdos spells or if they're Artificer spells, like Battlesmith spells specifically, I can assign any color I want to those. So I can make those red and black. They automatically start off as red and black, so it doesn't matter how much of each color mana I have. I always can cast those Rakdos spells and those Battlesmith spells using my Rakdos mana. So if I constrain myself to those specific spells, I never have to worry about if I have enough black or red mana. But that's just me talking shop, you know. Like even if your DM isn't on board with this, as a player, you can use these tools for your own narrative to be able to express your character the way that you want to using these mechanics. That's another really good reason to make spell points be the same cost point per point. Like 1 point for level 1, 9 points for level 9. Out of 133, 80 points is almost identical to 133. It just has a different ratio. So people that say, well, a 9th level spell slot is more expensive, is a higher value than a 1st level spell slot, but a 1st level spell costs 2 points according to the DMG, while a 9th level spell costs 13. So anyone that says this isn't balanced because a 1st level spell isn't the same value as a 9th level spell, you can bounce back and say, well, it sure as hell isn't worth 7 times more than the 1st level. Are you trying to tell me that Wish is 7 times more expensive than Shield? That's fucking dumb. So you can argue, actually, a 9th level spell should arguably be 9 times more expensive than a 1st level spell. So my mana system is a better system than the DMG, no matter how you look at it. It's more intuitive, it's easy to convert your spell slots into actual mana points, and it actually curves out properly, and it nerfs down the amount of spells that you have, taking 9th level spells into account, or like high magic into account. You actually get less spell punch as a full caster, while a half caster gets the same amount of, actually gets more, just a little bit more punch, and a subcaster like an Eldritch Knight and Arcane Trickster actually gets more spells over the course of their career. So I'm just bragging right now, but I really fucking love that system. It was gifted to me by the Muse, and I thank her eternally for that. But the point I was trying to actually make initially about this, because y'all got me on a tangent again, is we talk about down here, once we get through Siege Crews, we get down into spells, blah, blah, blah. Where is it? I'm looking for... shipyard repairs, squadrons, squadron ranks. So we got our squadron mechanics about controlling multiple allies that can hear you, command checks, dodging, disengaging. Like, we took dodge out, it's too powerful. And ship mechanics, dodge and dash are both way too powerful unless your character's specifically kitted into it. But most of this stuff works out really freaking well. Let's see. I'm trying to get to the lifestyles. Hiring a crew. There we go. Lifestyles. So maintaining a lifestyle aboard a ship. So we have the mechanics here that if you're running a ship and you've got 3 months worth of air, you want to maintain a lifestyle for yourself. Here's your different lifestyles. Here's the cost per 50 foot worth of ship, because, you know, we organize ships by blocks of 50 feet. And then you can see if like the rank of the squad needs to have a higher rank of lifestyle to be able to attract them to your ship. So like this scaver, like these scaver knights may be, say, a 3rd or 4th rank soldier that you're recruiting to be able to command as this little 50-foot square squadron of scavers that are flying around, like they can hang out on your ship, and then you deploy them when you get into combat. But you would have to have a 3rd or 4th rank or 5th rank lifestyle. You got Squalid, which is no rank. It's you're practically dead if you know the DMG. You got 1st rank, 2nd rank, 3rd rank, 4th rank, 5th rank here at Aristocratic. So 5th rank, untrained crew, slaves, Nyogi. They have untrained crew rank. Like slaves act as untrained crew. They have no motivation. They're not interested in helping you. They're doing the minimum work underneath a whip or threat of being killed. So they're getting the job done, but certainly not well. Then you have people that are motivated either by fanaticism or wealth to perform at their level of ability, so they get better bonuses to be able to like fire siege weapons or to maneuver their squadron of ships or the scatter knights. But you can you can hire a crew by maintaining squadrons, and then here's your hiring squadrons. So there you go. We have all this mechanics and shit in here for you guys to be able to, if you decide to use this book, you can start parsing out how much is it going to cost for me to hire 2 hammerhead ships to fly, to fly with me to do this thing. Well, if it's a 3rd rank pilot that's going to be operating as though they're like a CR, like around a CR 12. It'd be like a CR 9 captain, for instance, with a crew and a siege crew that can operate with that level of competency. It's going to cost you. Was it cost per 50 feet? It's going to cost you for a comfortable lifestyle 3rd rank. It's going to cost you 2,000 gold piece per 50 feet per season per ship. So a hammerhead ship is a 5x5 vessel. It's going to cost you 10,000 gold per season or 100 days, or basically 100 gold per day to recruit a hammerhead ship to be in your fleet. So if you start thinking about what the hell am I going to do with all this gold that I keep amassing as a 14th level character, I can burn you through that shit super fast by having you hire on 4 or 5 ships to go do a run with you, to go attack a fortress or something. So you have your main ship, and then you have a squadron of hammer ships with you that are loaded up with siege weapons to rain hell down on whatever this astral fortress is or whatever. But these are the costs that go into that. So, and once the Guilds and Kingdoms book gets released, we'll have resources that you can spend to pay for that gold instead of having to go out and gather the gold yourself. You can invest, say, at a 3rd rank organization would be able to invest 5 resources out of like 60 to be able to maintain a hammerhead ship at that level of efficiency for like perpetually, because resources when you're investing in troops and stuff is parsed by the season using the guild system that we have in this book further up. So like around page 70, I think we have lifestyles and maintaining a crew. So it's all like, so talking about flagships, once the Spelljammer book is done, hitting the 20, and then we go into the Guilds and Kingdoms system. Once the Guilds and Kingdoms book comes out, we can take these Scaver Knights even further, and like, here's what it's going to cost for you to maintain the lifestyle that you need to have this amount of troops that are basically, astral swimming with scavers and stuff. So, but then we also have like the Squads and Armies book has mechanics about having an artificer or a ranger with a companion be able to bond with that scaver, so that you can have your knight controlling a scaver like a Drake Warden, for instance. It'd be the same thing basically. So anyway, we're talking shop, So let's get back into this, so nobody's wasting anybody else's time. But yeah, I love this shit, man. It's so fun. I love how well it's all curving into itself. So I'm pretty proud about all that. Do this like that. But this is like 2nd edition considerations. Like, this is the kind of stuff that TSR made sure was available for DMs just to know why are we collecting all this gold? It's because you want to create a guild, you want to create a kingdom. That is your goal, to carve out a space in the world to call your own, and to manage it. And then that becomes a location-based adventure plot hook generator. Like, if you ever seen Test of the Warlords, it was a OSR. Well, it was BESM, like original companion level, 16th level adventure for what was even before first edition, back in the box set days in the 80s. The entire adventure was about, you've been given a plot of land, and here's a shitload of epic level threats that are going to make it unsafe for people to hang out and build inside your kingdom. So you have to go clean out all these different like there's mountains, like 400 miles away there's mountains where dragons go and congregate. So there's hundreds of dragons in these cliffs, and unless you can amass an army of tens of thousands of soldiers, you're not going to be able to hold off a flight of dragons. And they go into that stuff. Like, here's the location, and here's the challenges that go along with it, and here's the size of the opposition, assuming that you were using their battle system mechanics. And so they were always thinking flagships too. So they had the core box sets, and then they had the battle system expansion for mass combat, and then they built Test of the Warlords, an adventure specifically built to use that battle system, so you have a reason to invest all your gold into acquiring 10,000 troops so you can go punch dragons in the face. That's what we're trying to bring back for 5e. And I don't think that Wizards of the Coast has retained any talent capable of building those mechanics, and they won't return my calls. That's fine, so we have to do it ourselves. So here we are, doing it ourselves. And they'll get a cut anyway, because give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. We'll put it on the DMs Guild. But if anything, that's just going to help me build an audience, so I can have more folks like y'all hang out here on stream with me and build more shit. So if people buy my shit, I'll keep building it. And people keep buying my shit, so I'll keep buying it. Hi. Create, die, repeat. So we were talking about this space here. It's a great spot for labeling. I want to have this guy's got the sword Nautilus emblem on his shield. I could replicate that here on the fin in this space here. I also have this large front metal plate that I can engrave and do some filigree with, but I don't know what I'm supposed to put there. So if anyone has any ideas about what kind of decals or what kind of filigree we can put on this armor plate, it's like something more creative than like a 0-1 would be great. But it seems like it's a good real estate for us to be able to create some added character here. Not that the crossed swords shell is a bad idea. We could certainly put that there. It makes it easy to identify who's what in a battle, you know. So I am open to suggestions there. While we're at it, we're just going to keep doing this. Get his cute little dog harness on there. He's such a happy scaver. He loves being a scaver. He thinks it's just super fun being able to eat people. And he loves his Ranger Rider. They've got a really good companion bond going. Because if anything, if we learned anything from the Book of Boba Fett, is that if you treat monsters well, like you love them, they will slaughter anything for you with brutal efficiency. We don't go into detail about it here in this book, but in the Squads and Armies book we do about the type of CR that a ranger can expect to have at different levels. So like an 11th level ranger is like in the third is a third rank commander. So you could have up to CR 12 creature, no, up to CR 8 creatures you could have. So you could easily have as a 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th level ranger, you could realistically expect to have a scaver as your companion, which is, I think, super freaking cool. Put in some highlights down here. Because the squad command system basically provides a conversion ratio for all the creatures from their CR, kind of like how the Drake Warden has like a template for the Drake. We have a template for the different types of creatures. When you make them into a squad, they that's where we want to be here. Armor. Yeah, that's still in the background. Sorry, I'm mincing details here for a moment. Give me a sec. Yeah. There we go. Do that. Like you could, like if you recruit a squad of Medusae, for instance. I think there's CR. I want to say there's CR 8. So that puts them in the third tier. So like if you're a 13th level, like if you're a 12th level character, you can have a means of not being petrified when you're negotiating with them. You'd have a means of being able to recruit a squad, like a platoon of Medusae to fight battles with you. Petrifying people all the way. And so once you break down the basic mechanics of what's the template for each type of creature that's in your squad, it makes it easy for you to be able to assign, to scale what kind of allies you put on the battlefield with you. Anyway, ramble, thunderclatter, boom, boom, boom. Let's see if this turns out okay. And then so we'll eventually, once we get all this stuff fleshed out and published, we'll have a command bundle. So it'll be like in command of D&D. Like the full suite will be in command of D&D. And of course the Squads and Armies book will use Dragonlance to demonstrate how the squad and military combat system works as intended inside of a published WotC adventure, as always, because what's the use of the mechanics existing if they don't have practical application? And for armies and squads, what better application can you have than the War of the Lance? So that's where we eventually end up with. It's a long haul. I don't have Wizards of the Coast resources. I don't have 250,000 subscribers or 400,000 subscribers like MCDM Studios has. it's just me and you guys. This is all we got. So so it takes me hella long time to build this shit. And honestly, I don't mind so much. The longer it takes to make something, the more opportunity you have to make it good. I just wish I had a full-time... I'd rather be doing... seriously, I'd rather be doing this 10 hours a day than have a day job. But again, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. So it is what it is. It's what we got to do to get the thing done. And God will reward us with what is planned for my future. So all I can really do is follow the muse and trust she has my back in doing what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. And even if I were to die tomorrow, at least this document's out there for people to noodle over, and these streams to listen to me rant about it, and to be able to carry forward even if I'm not here to carry with y'all. So, but don't steal my stuff yet. I'm not dead yet. I'm still in there. Old Black Crystal reference that I keep on tap for when people are trying to steal my scepter. Oh, hey, we got comments here from Onzi. Hey, who's wealthy enough to buy armor for the knights? What would be their crest, or do they buy their own armor? I mean, it's barding. It's just typical barding. So I guess that's the question, right? I haven't actually built this organization yet. This is just a cool illustration that we can then backfill who they are and what they do, right? If you got any ideas about who these guys are, I'm open to it. But they don't. I mean, the Spelljammer 5e as written doesn't support any mechanics for writing scavers. So again, we had to build those mechanics, which are in the book. So the mechanics exist, and the costs are there, but the organization and the role playing is, you know, insert here, and insert here will be a PDF, a pay what you want, or maybe like a $2. It'll probably be pay what you want. Let's be honest. But I'll have probably a suggested price point of probably like $3, which will bundle down to like $1 off the book or something like that. But yeah, I'm not sure what the organization is. That's kind of. I mean, we got the nautical shell, which is kind of a coat of arms, right? I mean, like literally, it coats the arms. But I wasn't sure if we wanted to have like an identifying moniker, or like a snarky slogan like tastes like chicken or some shit like that. Whatever it is that soldier boys like to paint on their planes, that kind of thing. Or it could be runes. It could even be like a glyph of warding. We can do anything we want with it. But I'll come up with something. If we don't have any obvious ideas, then I'll come up with something. Don't you worry about that. Where am I at? Hey, I'm on screen. When I'm off screen like that, it means I'm not zooming enough. Plain and simple. Where are we at? We're at 7 o'clock? Yeah. Cool. We still got an hour. After we finish this plate, other than the decals on the face plate and the side fin, I can start working on the shield and the actual rider's armor, because the decals that can come in at the end. But love the idea. There. Gotta say, I'm getting pretty happy about this guy. Getting happy. Hey, if you guys haven't done it, like, subscribe, share, yada yada. You can follow me on Twitter. I post, I do this pretty much daily. It's my side hustle, and if you're gonna get anything, if you want to achieve anything, you got to be persistent. So you got to put in the hours, and the stream is me putting in the hours. Oh my God, it's Thursday. My flying back in, I've completely skewed my calendar, but I've got Eberron cartography production tonight. Oh my God, I'm looking forward to that. Gonna get back into, I don't even know what we're doing right now. I'll have to consult the muse and ask her what I'm working on tonight. We may be working on the underground bunker some more. Now that we're working on the bunker. We were working on the tunnel that leads down to the bunker. We'll work on that more tonight. Am I looking forward to that. That's gonna be so fucking fun. Pardon my language, but boy, am I excited. Just freaking love this stuff. And big shout out to Durzazan, who has an adventure that he's running that he wants to playtest the guild mechanics that I have for his team, potentially building a fortress in the Underdark. Hopefully none of his players listen to this. Sorry, spoilers. I probably shouldn't say that, dude. I'm sorry. But I'm super excited about it because I've been looking for people to give me some feedback on how the guild mechanics work. And he's such a great guy. He's volunteering himself for to the cause to give it a go. And once my current time travel campaign finishes, we're going to be building a Spelljammer asteroid mining operation campaign to obviously test play test the guild mechanics, as well as build a Spelljammer campaign, which is what my team wants next. So they love my stuff. They want to play it. I couldn't be a happier DM. Most of my campaigns I run is strictly there for me to play test my content. So I build campaigns that can highlight the content that I like to produce, and then we do that. Whatever I'm trying to say. I think I want to play with this guy's face just a bit more, and then we'll get into the night. There. There. Yeah, like that. God, 4 sticks just keeps pounding through my skull. The other song that's been hammering through my heart a lot lately is Bass Nectar's One Thing. I don't know if any of y'all know Bass Nectar or not, but I can't remember the name of the gal that he collabed to do the lyrics for that song. But One Thing is just, oh my god, Bass Nectar, One Thing. That is a hellaciously good song. I'm telling you, man, Epidemic's got pretty good music. I'm really happy with. I mean, it's not Led Zeppelin, get out of my face, but as far as, you know, non-strike worthy music, this is pretty good stuff. Not a sponsor, just a fan. There. Okay, great. Yeah, we're just gonna leave that like that. Super hot. Super hot. I bet. Oh my god, my heart tells me I need to save. I think I'm getting junked. Yep, I just got junked. I was right. Save-osaurus. Let's reopen it. Sick. That shit, man. That stuff is so good. Top lighting. There. Let's go back to our shield copy. Push that to the front. Back to the front. You only gotta do what you gotta do. I don't need the rest of this guy's body. It's hiding behind the fin and stuff, so it's pretty minimal. Got that. There's our rim light. Let's hide that for a moment. We'll get back to this. Let's grab this. Hold on, before I get rid of this is a really good point. Here we go. Okay, great. See, this is tangent. A tangent is when you have one element line pathing, or like a form that meets and intercepts with another element inside of your piece. And like this line here, it's like, is this a dent in his shield, or is this me being sloppy with my art and having it accidentally draw into the fin somehow? See, it's when the viewer looks at it, you can't tell, which means it's bad design. So that's why I'm sitting here messing with this right now, because I like the idea of having a beat up shield, but its position and placement for the scaver is inappropriate, because it's creating a question about why is this thing do as it do. And anytime the image isn't self-informative, that it makes the viewer wonder what the fuck is going on here, that's bad design. So you have to pay attention to those things about how elements line up, and where it's leading the customer's eye to go to, and yeah, it's quality. It's just a quality issue. So I am fixing it. Better. I'll leave that be. Our highlight. Now we can go in here. Hornetico, man, how's it coming along? You hitting your stride? Clean up the lighting on a second Paladin subclass. Hey, cool, man. I'm looking forward to seeing it. You're gonna post that up in Terran's and Desert's channel when you get it finished. Yes, yes. So you said. There's a ton of different art styles in different tabletop books, so there is no right answer. Technically, the right answer is whatever style of art it is that is conveying the effect that you want. If the artwork is conveying the flavor of the project that you're working on, and it matches up with how you want your products to look, then it is the right style for you. So there is literally no wrong answer. Look at Mork Borg, for God's sake. That thing is a hot, gorgeous mess. Incredibly stylized. The book, like the Mork Borg book, is more of an art piece that happens to be a role-playing game than a role-playing game with informative artwork. It's more of a mood, you know. Like if you can create mood with your artwork, you're killing it, man. So keep it up. Technically, don't have access to the homebrew channel and designs. No. I mean, but this is his artwork, right? Since they restructured things. But I'll find a place. It's like you can just post like in like making like look at my junk, right? Yeah. That's where I post my illustrations on Terran's stream. I mean, when the actual product releases, then obviously I'll put it there. But yeah, look at my junk is the perfect place to put artwork on Terran's stream or channel. That's where I'll be putting this one. Looking good in the mood. You probably can't hear the dogs in the background. Streamers always think that people can hear incidental noises, but we never can. We never can. I got dogs barking in the background. I don't know. I think we can all afford to be a little bit more casual in our design. Oh my God, that dog gets the rips. It's so funny. We got my upstairs neighbors. They got it's like a terrier collie mix. It's like toy size, but it totally looks like a husky. It's like a toy husky, I guess. Is probably more accurate. But that thing is just, oh my God, it is a walking triggered trauma. Like, it is terrified of everything everything. And it just gets the rips. When it gets scared, it gets the rips. So it'll be out front, it'll be on a patio outside, and I can hear it through my window, and it'll be like, and it'll like, run! And then it'll run inside and start running around inside the apartment. So funny. It's ridiculous. But he's a cutie. He hates me, but he's a cutie. Look at that shit, man. Oh, God, that's so good. So good! Right on, man. Do that. It's coffee time. I'm gonna hit save. All right. I'm just gonna do smudge work for a bit. I don't want to do this. I like the tilt. Shield out of the way. Hold on. Fine. Like that. Here. Pauldrons of power. Let the size of your pauldron indicate the might of your CR. Not really. Not bad. The knight has only one arm. Shield problem solved. I don't perceive a shield problem per se. Bro, I'm pretty happy with that. But I'm into your one arm. I'm into your one-armed knight. I'm into that. Like have his arm like. Hold on, I'll just draw it. Like instead of an arm, he's just got a socket here. With a ball joint. So and then the shield hooks to the ball joint, so he has to have one arm. Heck yes. That's like in Braveheart when the old man gets his hand chopped off in one of the battles, and the next one he just bolts a shield to his arm, because I mean, what else is he gonna do with it? He wasn't carrying a shield previously. Now that he doesn't have a hand, he can't hold a double-handed axe. He just switches to a single axe and a shield, and just mounts the shield permanently to his arm. Freaking epic stuff, yo. But yeah, I'm all about that. Let's just go ahead and merge that down, because that's honestly pretty cool. I am going to trim out this feather effect, or whatever that is supposed to be. Whatever you call that thing. Oh my god, this is getting so sick. Well, now that he has only one arm, I kind of want to fight for him, you know? Gotta keep I'm losing structure. Yeah, I'm losing structure. I gotta go back. Like, hold on real quick. Let's go back. Give me a second. Indulge me for a moment. Here's the cover. It's a crappy cover, but I love these little shield bots that we made. So hold on, let's zoom in on these a little bit. They're just mounted. Well, I've got the mark of Cannith, the mark of making here, and I've got Morden's holy symbol here, and I've got Boros here, just representing different types of different types of characters. But the book is about the different staves that these guys have. Like that's a staff. That's a staff. That's a staff. That's a staff that are in this book that use mana, like tap mana to like increase damage when you attack, or like tap mana to increase your attack ability and stuff like that, like gain advantage, whatever, different things. But these little spider bots are like little shield companions, like low level, low CR shield shield companions. What was devoted defender shield guardians is the word I was looking for. The constructs of the shield guardians that mages have. These are like low, like an artificer artillerist would have. Like they can make their little defender droids that kick around with them. This was a version of that they have a shield that's mounted to them. Like they've got this arm here that locks. If I remove the shield, you'd see there was two bolts. There was one bolt here in the center of the shield. Here, you can see it back here. You see this little robot arm. It mounts to this front point here, and then it's got another arm that locks into the middle here, and those are on a separate swivel, and then there's a separate swivel that mounts to the spider body, so the thing can articulate and it can move shielding to provide partial cover to whoever it's defending. While in this example, this gal's got a blasting rod that, you know, she's got partial cover from the shield with the bot in front of her. So you get a squadron of these guys circling your team, and your whole team has partial cover, and you can use it as like a combat island that you can move around in your squad with. So that was the idea. That was the idea behind that. The artwork's not very good. It was pretty, you know, hacking. It was a pretty hack job, but I don't know. I don't know why I decided to share that with you guys, but you know, there it is. So it's because of the mounted arm here. That's right. Because we were talking about like having the ballpoint swivel and stuff. That was my point. It's like, why am I talking about this? Oh yeah. Why am I chasing this? I must have had a good reason. So we gotta change the we still have a half hour. Holy crap, how fun. Yeah, this thing is definitely going to be, we're going to be doing Scabber. We're going to be doing Scabber tokens on Friday for sure. Oh no, that's tomorrow. I can't say for sure, but we should be really freaking close done to this piece. I would like to have this piece done tomorrow. So that may mean I need to not, you know, mince on the clouds too much after we get this thing set. But that's almost where we're at. We're getting to the point where we're just going to be futzing and doting over details that may or may not be necessary. So we'll be able to set this thing down and start in on all our tokens. So we have the Scaver tokens that we have to make. Then that's for you, Anzi. Thank you for the contribution on that. But obviously it was something I had to do anyway for the Omama challenge. We're going to be doing playtesting on the what's our calendar looking like? Yeah, we're going to be doing playtesting on the 15th for the Omama encounter. And if for anybody that's new that hasn't seen that, let's see if that map is readily available here. Region map, grid, Mama Hunt. There we go. Right. So we built this map for Topola's Tower and these different points. What'll happen is we'll have a skiff. One of the small craft. These are 50-foot squares, so we'll have a small craft, like a 10 by 20 miner helm that we'll be able to kick around inside this Astro field to chase after the Scaver tokens, and you'll have a living ship token that'll occupy this 2x2 space here anchored, or maybe we'll give you Kandori, like a 50-foot or 100-foot Kandori. Over here as well, and then we'll have the Omama show up. So basically, it'll probably be like an hour. It'll probably only take like an hour play test, but we gotta test it, right? So we'll drop that in, see how the Scaver does, see how easy it is for you to kill it off with your skiff, or how successful you can be about luring it out into the open so you can attack it with your siege weapons on your ship. But yeah, this will be a fun little challenge. We'll be doing that on Thursday the 15th. It'll probably end up being 2 hours or so, I reckon. But yeah, this will be a fun thing to do. I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully we'll have that. I want to have that Scaver token done by the 15th next week, so that we'll have it available for the Omama challenge, which is the curve which is what we're on. Thank you. I have no idea how you can get that effect on it to work. I have no idea how you got that effect on it to work. I think that was like 6 streams back that I built that. Yeah, I mean it's just you just start with a semi-transparent color, and then you just draw over it, you know. So looking at the lance, let's look at that again real quick. So here's the actual lance, right? It's just a cone, right? A cone with a plate at the end of it, and then the lighting effect is I just did the highlights, and then you just well, lightning has its own little, like, they create like a lightning swirly sort of effect. That's the importance of a visual library. I talk about that occasionally. A visual library, better artists than I introduced the concept, and I've kind of glommed onto that since then. But a visual reference library in your mind is strictly just consuming content. The more movies you watch, the more anime, the more manga that you read, the more comics that you spill into, the more fantasy artwork that you look at, the more language accumulates in your mind about like what's a good lighting effect, what's a good lightning effect, what does a good storm look like, and the more you study those things, you can see the organic, like the little fingers of lightning that go out, and your brain starts to build a language. And there's also like spacing. You have to when you're a semi-transparent object like that, you need to build out a language so that you have control of the empty space, the positive space and the negative space, so that you know how to so you start building your own your own language, your own natural expression of how things look. How do you proportion things? How do you create ratios that are self-consistent with the style that you have? And the more you dive into different types of illustration, the more you can start building that language about proportions and how things sit. And when you look at like this further out one, like it's got this wave effect, like a sine wave, like that kind of going on. So it has that pulse feeling to it. It's subtle, but it creates this language of a pulse. While this one here has like this more of a spiral effect, but it still has that wave. You can see that sine wave effect going on inside of there. That's present back here as well, but it's symmetrical back here. So it has that pulsing feel, like you're pushing energy through the lances. Anyway, it's just a matter of allowing yourself the opportunity to accumulate enough observation of things in nature and things that are aesthetically pleasing in other media that you can kind of like bookmark in your mind. Like, I like how that balance looks. I like those ratios. I like that language, the weight of that material. I like that texture. These are that's what they mean by observing your world. Becoming aware of where you're at and what your surroundings are and what you're consuming, not just passively as an entertainer, but as an artist. You can start peeling those elements apart. And like when you get into like DMs that study their craft will look at like what's the plot structure of like the Mandalorian, for example. How are they breaking that up into elements, into little mini adventures, so that they're all like 2 or 3 challenges per hour-long episode? How do you take those mechanics and break that down so that you can build an adventure from, section to section as you're going through levels? You can break it up into however many. Like if you're supposed to have 16 3-round encounters per level, then you can start parsing out, what do I need those? How do I want to mix those, like between exploration, social, and combat challenges? And inside of that, how can I have like 2 or 3 different types of challenge, like different flavors in each one of them, so that you're only having like the same sort of flavor per combat, like 2 or 3 per level, maybe at most. So that you're having a lot of variety, so that your players don't know what's going to come next. Like that's just good balance, and that's more of a narrative, that's more like a narrative library that you're building. Like, how can I present ideas in different ways? So it's the same effect. It's just building your references, and the references that appeal to you help start to inform what your artwork style looks like in general. Does that make any sense? Hopefully. But I'm gonna pull this guy over just a little bit more, so when I throw up the shield, there. Yeah, I don't have to do ridiculous detail on this guy. It just needs to be self-consistent, I guess, is lack of a better word. I don't know if any of that made sense. I listen to. I've got an office job that I'm blessed to be able to work from home, so I get to listen to a ton of different philosophy stuff, morality things like how to conduct yourself, how to be a leader, management perils. A really wide variety of different things like theoretical physics. Like I get to listen to all these different podcasts running around in the background while I'm, laboring, and so I get to listen to Mark Brunet is an artist I listen to a lot. Brunet, Brunet or Brunette, I think it's Brunet, but I think he did WoW character art for a while. I think he did Hearthstone as well. I think he worked on Overwatch. So he's a great concept artist, and he punches out a ton of content on YouTube for free. His price of tuition is a like. So every time he puts out a video, he only charges you like and share. But I'm gonna do this actually. But he talks about character design and balance and things like that a lot. Prokyo, Proko. He's a little pretentious, Prokyo, but he's undeniably talented. So you can't just because you don't necessarily. I mean, there's a ton of artists, so you can be discriminatory. You can discern what it is that you like about an artist and pay attention to the ones that you like a lot. But it's good to dip into personalities that you don't necessarily like. Yeah, I don't like how that looks. I'm gonna take all that back. But getting input from different artists at different levels of skill is really valuable to help build that perspective like we were talking about. So let me get rid of all this crap. I don't like how that looked at all. Oh, and I hit limit. All right. I only go back, I think, 99. So I have to be careful about how far in am I going to commit before I can't undo it. A lot of color theory. I listen to a lot of color theory because I don't see any color. So the more theory I have, the more comfortable I can feel about working in the color space and have more confidence with it. Because honestly, artwork is like 90% attitude. You'll accumulate your hours, and you have to accumulate your, as Malcolm Gladwell will say, you have to get your 10,000 hours to become a master. And if you love your craft, you will get there. You'll just naturally get there. But you're training yourself with your visual library while you're doing it. So you want to be a good steward of your own mind to feed it stuff that's really useful. Like you want to consume content that's going to build your creativity. It's going to make you a stronger artist at the end of it. So anyway, ramble, thunderclatter. There we go. My heart is exploding. There's I think the emotion that I'm being fed right now is pride. I would identify this as pride. I am proud of this piece, and I'm proud that I get to be here. I'm actually really proud that I've gotten to a point that observations I have about art creation are like useful. I mean that's up to you to judge if it's actually useful or not. But I feel that the amount of content that I've consumed from artists that are definitely better than me, I'm proud to have gotten to a point where the things that they say, I can see, like I can observe those things as well. Like I get it, you know, like when an artist is talking about like the breaking up the pieces into thirds, for instance. Like I get that. That's something that I've been able to internalize, and I can make my own. So, like once you own what these things are, you can speak to them in your own language, and then you can add to the lexicon of information about, you know, how to become a good artist. I'm really proud that I've accumulated the hours that I have to actually be able to have a thought or two about, you know, what's good design, being able to eye things like that's good color balance, that's good contrast, that's good ratios, yada 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 yada, all those things. But it takes, you don't just get those things. Like art is so humbling because art doesn't lie, and art doesn't have an agenda, and the artist can have an agenda, definitely, but art is like math. Like you're either painting something good or you're not. It's either aesthetically pleasing or it isn't. And although style is definitely a subjective preference, quality of execution is objective. Like you either rendered a good sphere, the lighting on a sphere well, or you didn't. You know, but you have to be a different. A passive, like just like a casual observer can look at something and think that looks good, but it takes a good artist to know why it looks good. So like when you look at a piece, it's like something about that doesn't feel right, but you may not have a trained eye to identify what it is that I don't like about it, but a good artist can see, well, the ratio, like the proportions on the body are off, or like the line weight of the rendered piece is inconsistent, so it looks sloppy. You know, there's a billion little details that as a casual observer, you'll notice, but not necessarily be able to identify. And the better artist you get, or art director, the more exposure and the more you study the creative, just the creative art of illustration, the more you can isolate like what is a good element, what makes this piece look good. And the more observant you become of that, the more you can transfer those skills into your own work. And so that elevates your own game. You become a better artist because whatever your style is, whether it's simple or not, if you've got really good, like for example, if you've got really good proportions so that the elements on your page fit nicely, they can just be like Dexter Lab quality animation. But if the frame cell sits pretty, then it's going to be a freaking great piece. So, and we are damn near out of time today. So I've got just a few more moments to punctuate this particular element here. This visor has been, I've been trying to build this visor out. So I'm going to create a new layer. Maybe I want to do something like that, maybe. It's like headphones. Maybe he's got a Fargab on his back, so that he can communicate with his squadron commander back on the spelljamming ship, so that he knows who he's supposed to be targeting. So I should probably build a Fargab back here to sit on his back. We'll do that. Start building symmetry. I don't have to really worry about these under details. It's nice to have them for my own reference to how this guy's, how he's shifting in his saddle and stuff. But it's not actually necessary for me to render all that out, just to be aware of what it is, since it's concealed by the actual bulk of the shield that he's carrying. It's not actually important for me to flesh that out in full detail, just to make sure that it's good enough for me to know where we're sitting with it. So here, we're a few moments away from being done for the day, but like usual, we're back every day doing this stuff. This and Eberron are our two main projects right now. I will be back. I plan on being back this evening. Something is warning me that I may have stuff on my plate that I need to pay attention to. So I think currently it feels like I'm going to be on stream later on tonight, but something is cautioning me that I want to curb my enthusiasm a little there, just to make sure. But it is my intention to be back online this evening and doing more Eberron cartography. My gal's ill, so she may need me. And if that's the case, family first. I may or may not be here, depending on how shit shakes out. Oh, that's what's going on there. Derp. No wonder. Let's take that back. There. But if everything's okay and everyone here is safe, then I will be back on for a few hours this evening to do more Eberron cartography. I gotta get that stuff done. I didn't expect to be gone this past week, so I'm a little behind in my production pipeline there. I'm supposed to be racing Stuart to see if I can get all my cartography done before he can finish his editing. But I'm already off course, and obviously I'm devoting my mornings every day to furthering this piece along. And I want to keep Spelljammer in the morning and Eberron in the evenings and on my off time. But family stuff has been a lot more intense than I expected it to be this year. So things are moving along a little slower than I wanted to, but that's okay. It's about the journey. That's why we do this, because we're on a journey here together. There. And once we get all this armor built, then we'll be able to do the crystal lance highlights, the lighting off of that as reflections on the armor. But right now we're just trying to build language that we like. There we go. Scoop out of here and just a moment. So this is where we're at right now. By God, this shit's looking boss. Oh yeah. Okay, I think tomorrow is pretty damn realistic for us having this done. We're at the point where I'm not adding a lot of value. I just need to clean up that armor a little bit and figure out the crest and the fin plate and the front grille filigree. And then mirror that back here to make sure it lines up as the same squad. And then we'll be done. Which means that we should be getting some scabbers on. The weekend I devote to Eberron. So I'll be streaming Eberron this weekend. I'll be streaming Eberron, assuming my family's okay. We'll be streaming Eberron tonight. We'll be back tomorrow morning for more, to finish up the scabber. God damn, I love that scabber. That is so sick, dude. Holy shit. I can only pray that the rest of the book looks as beautiful as this. It's a lot of effort, but oh man. Oh mama. We'll be playtesting Oh Mama on Thursday, but that'll be off stream. That's private server stuff. If anyone is interested in being involved in playtesting in the future, I guess I could say join my Patreon and drop me a signal. I should probably build a playtest team level, but honestly, I'm not big enough to be that guy. And honestly, making people pay for my playtesting is kind of big ego stuff. So I'm going to take that back. I like the idea of having a Patreon channel big enough that I can do pay to play stuff, like run a team and then have people buy in on being part of that team, like have a West March that people can invest into to be part of the narrative. That's long-term solution stuff. But I also, I need to do since I moved the Scabber, I need to do some more cloud work back here. Probably drop an object back here, like a floating citadel or something for these guys to be defending, perhaps. Fucking hey, man, I love this. But yeah, I'm too small fry right now, so you can see in the description down here the playtest content. That's the development link here, so you can click that, and it will take you to my Discord and the playtest content here. Click that thing, and you can see it pop up. Playtest content in command, armies, guilds, and kingdoms. In command, mass combat. Guild playtest content V1. V1. See, it's the same. It's the same link. That and this. So same content. So you are welcome to check this stuff out. This is a very early content version. The version that we actually have that's being built for the DMs Guild is a lot more clean writing, restructured. Obviously, this is 188 pages worth of documents, and the back 80 is the actual Spelljammer stuff. But all this shit that's in here. This is all going to be fleshed out into this 188 pages is going to end up being 4 different books for Infernal War Machines, Spelljammer, Squads and Armies, and Guilds and Kingdoms. So those 4 things, they'll all be on the DMs Guild, and like all my DMs Guild stuff, they're all 100% preview, so you can read them all cover to cover, because like a lot of the audience that plays D&D, like at least half of the people that play D&D are like in their 20s, and this economy sucks. People can't afford crap, so if I give you the tools to be a better, to have more fun with your games, then hopefully when people can afford to, they'll reinvest in me and reward me for the effort and the generosity by being generous themselves. So. Like, subscribe. If you know where I'm at on Discord, hunt me down. You're welcome to catch me there. I'm always open for conversations and having fun. And that's in the stream. So y'all have a great day, and I will be back. When am I going to be back? It's 8 o'clock now. I'll be back in like 11 hours-ish. So I'll see you guys then. Cheers.